Cardona, or I guess I should say Secretary Cardona now. Last time I interviewed you was in August of 2019, and it was just a few days into your new job as State Education Commissioner. And so much has happened since then. The word meteoric has been used to describe your career. Have you had a moment to catch your breath?
Yes, I remember that interview, and it has felt, it's been such a blessing, to be named Secretary of Education. I'm honored to have the opportunity to serve the students across the country. Have I had a chance to process in 30-second increments in between meetings, maybe, but I'm sure I'll have an opportunity soon to just kind of process all of it. Right now, there's so much work to be done that I'll save that for later.
Now, on that day in 2019, you talked about closing racial achievement gaps, and you also told me that day that you wanted students from all walks of lives to see themselves in you. You said, I'm like them. I went to Washington Middle School. I'm a product of the school system they're attending now, and there's tremendous potential in the state of Connecticut. So given that, what was it like yesterday to be able to come back to your hometown as a presidential cabinet member and have those kids not only see you in that role, but to see themselves in you?
Yes, it was special. To me, being there in Meriden with the First Lady, it was special because, as you said in the question, that is me. I was them when I went through the schools in Meriden, and I want them to know that anything is possible when you work hard. You have great opportunities. I have to say, I've been blessed with great people around me and great opportunities, but it's within reach for anyone, and including the students in Meriden who work really hard, every day.
Yeah, and obviously we saw on camera your visit to the school and interacting with students and staff, but I want to hear a little bit more about what was it like behind the scenes with the First Lady, and interested to know, you're both educators, so how do you see yourselves collaborating over the next 4 years?
I'm so pleased we have a teacher in the White House. She gets it. She gets it. And what you saw yesterday on film, that's who she is. She cares about students. She really wanted to engage with students to hear how it's going from their perspective. We went to Pennsylvania and we heard from parents, and she listened intently. She really understands the challenges that educators are facing right now, and the challenge that education is facing, and really is an advocate for our school systems and our educators and our students and our families. So, the conversations that we've had outside and on the plane were really about how we can partner together to really help our students achieve their potential, which is why I'm so thrilled to be in this position.
Now, in your USA Today op-ed, you say that reopening America's schools is your top priority, and your experience in guiding Connecticut schools through that is, in part, why you're there in Washington in this new role. So you say you have a 5-point plan to get that done. Tell me about it.
Sure. And a lot of it is really what we've learned, not only in Connecticut, but across the country, what works. What we want to do is convene experts in the areas of education and health to make sure that we're hearing best practices and following the science, really, which is similar to what we've done in Connecticut. We've been doing it every week. We're also going to be learning from best practices. There are so many examples across the country of districts that have done it well and have done it safely. We never want to compromise safety. We want to make sure we can do it safely to get students in as quickly as possible, but also as safely as possible. So, for example, in Connecticut, we've learned what strategies or the adherence to strategies, how you have to do that. So replicating best practices, sharing best practices is a big part of the plan. We want to make sure that we're publishing clear and transparent guidance, right? As a Commissioner of Education, when we worked on this, we did it like in May and June of last year in preparation for a fall reopening. Our country needs clear guidance connected with good health metrics and good health data and health recommendations to make sure that the reopening plan is consistent based on what we know works best. So we put out a handbook. We're going to be coming out with another one that has more information on how to meet the social emotional needs of our students. As parents, we know that our child's well-being is more than just academic. We know that they need to feel safe. They need to feel emotionally connected to a learning community. So the handbook will cover that. We also need to collect data. We were fortunate and through our aggressive efforts at the agency in Connecticut, in November, we already had data on which students were attending, which students were not. So we could focus our policy, focus our resource on reaching those students so every student has an opportunity to learn as opposed to exacerbating gaps that have already existed. And then finally, in order to get this done right, we need to have the resources that our schools need. So the American Rescue Plan is aimed at providing the resources, not only to turn on the lights and open the doors, but to ensure that our school system is prepared over the long haul to recover what our students lost and to really reimagine what education can be.
It's been a really tough year for this country and for our students and children especially. What is your message of hope?
Yesterday's visits to Connecticut and Pennsylvania really brought out the fact that we're rebuilding, we're recovering, we're building those communities in our school. The look on the students' faces, on the teachers' faces, on the paraeducators, the custodians, it's starting to feel like it was before, but we have a lot of work to do. So I'm hopeful that we're going to get it right and that we're going to be aggressive in terms of reopening our schools safely, following what strategies work. And tomorrow there will be a brighter day, and our kids are going to have an opportunity to get back into their classrooms, to build those communities, and to thrive.
Anything you want to say to your hometown, all the people who came out to support you yesterday, and the state of Connecticut?
Connecticut is home. Meriden is home. It brought me such joy to be welcomed in our state the way I was welcomed yesterday. And it's because of the experiences I've had in our schools and our colleges and as a teacher and educator and leader in Connecticut. That's why I'm here today. I owe a lot to Connecticut. It's given me so much.